2019 Dak Jam was honestly a huge turning point in my life personally. I was in a situation where I didn't really know if I wanted to continue college or not. Like, I wasn't sure if it was for me. I was at a retail job that I was like, okay, it's fine. And I was like, maybe I can work at CLC for a while, and it was whatever. But Dak Jam was really like the first project in college that I actually felt was like worth something and that could actually give me some really good experience and kind of get me out of this, like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with my life existential crisis I was in. So like for me, I remember so much about just planning Dak Jam, and like the summer, we called it the summer of Dak Jam because it literally, none of us knew what we were doing. I mean, we did on a smaller scale, but had no clue where we were going with it or what was the right way to do something or the wrong way to do something. It was all just try it and let's see if it works. So like, I don't even know what my like favorite memory is or like my best memory, but I do remember always going to Minot Nutrition Addiction. That's where our office was at the time. We didn't have an actual office. I would go and work CLC in the morning until 1, and then I would work on Dak Jam stuff with Tanya and Mike, either at Minot Nutrition Addiction or at Tanya's house, and just countless like random ideas, like, or Mike looking at me and being like, well, what do you think? And I'm like, I don't know, I'm the intern here, I have no clue, not a single one. And I think my favorite memory with Mike specifically is like, he asked me about art experiences, and I was sitting at CLC trying to like come up with something because I had a meeting right after work. So I'm sitting there while these kids are playing on the playground, and I'm like trying to jot down these ideas. And one of them actually was to make some sort of spirograph or to inspire a spirograph. And I had no clue how to pitch it to him. I had never pitched anything to him before in my life. He literally was looking at me and goes, well, how do you want to do it? I'm like, I have no clue. I have no clue if it should be huge. I have no clue if it should be individual. I think at one point we talked about using vinyl records and everyone got to individually take one home. And I remember me being so frustrated because I just wanted him to like see what I was seeing, and he and I literally not yelled, but probably as close as we had ever gotten to yelling at each other, and we were just literally staring at each other like, no one knows how this is gonna work, but it worked.
I'm Everett and I'm in 2nd grade. I'm the Dak Jam girl. I've been on the Jonny Gina show and a Dak Jam High video.
So were you at the 2019 Dak Jam?
Yeah.
And what was that like?
It was fun.
Yeah? What did you get to do when you were there?
I got to like put some paint on some like wheels.
On the spirograph?
Yeah.
Was that fun?
Yeah.
My sister asked me to be a part of it, and I thought it looked like something fun to be a part of, and I knew it was going to be going somewhere, so I wanted to join.
Has there ever been a successful Dak Jam?
Has there ever been? I would think all of them have been that I've been to. Just the experiences, the big stage, the art, and then there was the Monopoly game board. There's more experiences at the 2019 one, and I would feel like I was more involved in that. So.
It was good. It was exciting. It was challenging because there was only technically 3 of us on staff back then, 4-ish, trying to, work with all the different entities and partners and making sure everyone's satisfied gets to be a bit challenging at times. But overall it went well. The weather obviously didn't cooperate. It was freaking freezing, and we weren't prepared for a rain thing that happened the night before and, ruined some of our posters. So it's all like learning stuff that we brought forth for the intent of the next year. But overall, good. People up here, I think, tend to just not like different new things. And that was new. And they thought it was different than Rockin' Lot, which essentially it wasn't. It was just in a larger parking lot with still great music. And then you have those that just are naysayers about everything and whining about the noise. I think we got a couple noise complaints, and it's just like, you can't do much in this city without anyone complaining.
Yes, honestly, one of the things that I think being in this company and having worked with Dak Jam since the very beginning is just having the event in itself was a success. Like, I don't know where this perception comes from that if you don't sell out your first year that it's a failure. Like, when is the last time anybody has actually done something on the first try and succeeded? I really could not tell you. And if you're telling me that you have, you're lying, and you're lying to yourself. So honestly, and it was honestly just like a stepping stone. Like 2019 Dak Jam had always been and was always looked at as a stepping stone to something bigger. So literally our whole goal wasn't even to sell 1 million tickets or to sell out this whole thing. It was literally just in 2019 to get the word out. And then we did that, and then obviously some stuff happened like that we couldn't control for the rest of the years. But I don't know, like, success isn't just about selling out, because obviously you're not going to do that. But the fact that people know what Dak Jam is and knew what Dak Jam was after 2019 was a success in itself. So yes, there was a successful Dak Jam.
My name is Easton Bennett, and I'm the owner of Bennett Creative Media, and I've been doing some video stuff with Dak Jam for the past few years now. I got introduced to Dak Jam. The Dak Jam team asked me if I wanted to be a part of the meeting and see if video was something that I could help out with, and right from that initial meeting, we kind of realized it was a good fit, so we kind of got the ball rolling from there. But yeah, just that initial meeting with Dak Jam is kind of where I was introduced to them. Going into Dak Jam 2019, we had to put things together very quickly as far as the first time I met with the Dak Jam team all the way to the event, because things just moved so quickly in that first ad we made to the filming of the event. So going into that event, it was there was a lot of unknowns about what was going to happen, what the atmosphere would be like, the whole experience. But going through that first event and seeing the 2 nights of concerts and experiences, I think it went super well, and the atmosphere was off the charts. Everyone that went and everyone that I've talked to that went had a blast. And it's obviously tough bringing an atmosphere, something new that people have never seen before, to Minot especially. But going in that parking lot and bringing an experience that people from Minot have never seen before was, I would say, a success for the first year. My role and my team's role at Dak Jam 2019 was to strictly cover the event through video, capturing everything that was happening, from the experiences to the beverages to the food to the actual concerts. And I focused but mainly on video. And then there were some other Dak Jam team members that were focusing more on the photo side. Tyler Sinden, and I know Emily Love was helping out on that end. But me and the one other person that was helping me out, Kyler Stenberg, were focused strictly on capturing the event through video, just so we have that moving into the future for future events and promoting Dak Jam.
Rockin' the Lot was very, very successful. It really was the original Dak Jam, and you know what? It was I think depends on what everybody's level of what is considered success. Some people would say they would love to see 4,000 people. Just having a concert with 500 people may be considered what they think is success. That Dak Jam, I think, was a great success for what people are learning and what they expect, in terms of a great experience. I worked at Visit Minot from 2014 to 2016 as the director of events and sports, and I also ran and coordinated all the social media. And I tell you, when we talk about social media and content, we constantly would be putting up our events, and people say there's not enough things to go out, and there's not enough events going on in Minot. That was a big complaint from a lot of people in the general public. I'm like, well, here it is. Here's a great event. Here's a great opportunity. A lot of people haven't experienced outdoor live music other than the state fair. And so for this region, it was a great success, because then all of a sudden it puts people in the mindset that, hey, you know what? Here it is. I can try to book it in my calendar, mid to late August, an outdoor event. And I think that was, for my experience, how it was. And especially if anybody knows how to put a concert on a stage in the middle of the parking lot where there's literally nothing, from no infrastructure to what it was required to make it happen, to see a huge crowd on, especially for that Saturday for Heritable, it was awesome. And so I thought that was a great experience, great success, kind of build something to really build off of, for sure.